Thank you. I was asked to speak today because I'm deaf. I've been deaf since my mid-teens. I've been profoundly deaf the last 15 years. Since the mid-1980s, I've worked as a litigation solicitor in the city. Throughout that period, I've competed with non-disabled people for the same things, the same jobs, the same clients, the same cases. And there are no consolation prizes. Nobody will give a job to a solicitor because he's disabled. I've had to win just as often as non-disabled people have. That gives rise to a question. How does one compete when one can't hear, when one has a disability? Because being deaf is an obvious disadvantage. Let's not pretend it isn't. The answer is that disabilities teach you other skills. Some are specific to the particular disability. Some apply across the board to all or most of them. Let me deal with some of those. The first is better illustrated than stated. Living with a disability for many people is like wading through treacle. To quote the Roger Daltrey song, the simple things you see are all complicated. Buying a cup of coffee, ordering a meal, getting up a difficult flight of stairs. If you're deaf, even straining to hear all day is exhausting. For people who do that, tenacity and perseverance becomes instinctive. So does resourcefulness. If you want to get by in a world that's principally configured for non-disabled people, you have to be resourceful. Whenever someone says you can't do something, a little voice whispers in your ear, there's always a way. That leads to another skill. If you have a disability and you're working in a profession of non-disabled people, you have a unique set of problems to solve that the people around you don't have any experience of. How are you going to chair a conference when you can't hear the speakers? How are you going to comment on a document when you can't read it? These problems are ones that you have to solve by yourself. No one around you is going to be able to assist you. It gets easier to be the odd one out when you have to. You can't be part of the crowd. There's no crowd for you to be part of. Throughout my time in the city, I've always been surprised at how quite senior figures are scared of being the one person in the room who everybody else disagrees with. But that feeling of being alone in a crowd is actually part of the disability experience. It's something that you get weathered to. Now, for those of you with a disability, what I say is this. Possessing a disability is a singular experience. Few candidates for jobs have had the opportunity to show that they have the resilience, the tenacity, the resourcefulness, the independence of thought that disabled candidates have. So when you go for an interview, don't be spoon-fed some dogma from a prejudiced society that says there's something deficient or defective about you. Ask yourself this: has your interviewer had the opportunity to learn what you've learned? Thank you.